This is going to be a race, any percent, King's Quest, Mask of Eternity. Mask of Eternity. ChuckGrody, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm ChuckGrody. I've played this game far too many times and suffered through it. Please help me. I've got problems.
Alright, let's hear from Lemming.
Hey all, I am Lemming. I mostly play Quest for Glory games, but one day I decided to play Mask, and here we are, exposing it to all of y'all. We also have Twisted Nate or Darker Mist on commentary. He's a big Mask fan, you see.
I am. I make people suffer through this game for fun.
I appreciate him for it wholeheartedly.
Alrighty, well, if we're all ready to go, I will count you guys in. Are we all ready?
Ready.
Yeah.
I can't wait to play it.
Alright
me too.
then. I'll give you a 3, 2, 1, go, okay? 3, 2, 1, go.
So first things off is we're going to be starting in the Kingdom of Daventry. Our good hero Connor is going to start off and see that his
Crash number
girlfriend
one.
and wife is
I win by default.
already
Alright.
turned to stone.
Thanks,
And
everybody.
We have one crash, so that's pretty. King's Quest 8 crashes at just whenever it wants. It doesn't have a set way of doing it. It just does it.
Man, it's like I won the lottery. Win by default.
We got it out of the way. It's all good karma from here on out, so beware.
That's what you think.
So a big thing in these type of games is that Connor can just walk through walls because they're just suggestions if he just stutters through them. So we can skip a whole lot.
Mm-hmm. So much. Basically, the game is a series of sequence breaks and doing the absolute bare minimum.
Hello? You're well enough with you.
It's like... So one of the first things that we do is a glitch called the wizard glitch, where we essentially start a conversation with this guy, interrupt him, walk away, jump, click on him, and then save the game, reload it, then use an item on him, and then we can walk around wherever we want freely while the conversation keeps going. It allows us to do the initial typical like scavenger hunt to get the 3 MacGuffins to get out of here. Quests that usually are so prevalent in the King's Quest games.
Now the door is locked. The Mask of Eternity?
So, a big thing is talking to the wizard and then just sequence breaking it and running away while he talks. It does a lot to it, and it makes it so that way you can do other things while he talks, and then you can warp right back to him. It's pretty convenient.
Oh boy.
Sounds.
You having fun, Lemmy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, me too. The one for one of the best parts of the Daventry is the fact that we're in Daventry. By the way, enjoy the fact that this is Daventry, and that we're eventually going to say hi to King Graham in some form or another. Well, not really. Bear with me here. That's about where all the ties to this game in the King's Quest universe end, for the most part. But, one of the first things we have to do is get the rope and hook, and to do that we have to go through this, what is it, like a water mill? Anyways, we got to jump on a door, do a flip into the wall a bit, do a backflip one way, do a backflip another way. It's a bit of a pain in the butt because it's really specific about how far you need to kind of clip into the wall. And yeah, a lot of the time you'll see us fail it. It's just really, really finicky. I'd pay anybody, honestly, if they could actually find me a
This sarcophagus must belong to the spirit.
alternate way of doing that.
Forgive me, great knight, but I will need your ring.
A big
in
thing
order
we'll
to
also
achieve my
notice is
quest.
that Connor has the strongest hands known to mankind. And that's going to be a very big important part of this game, is how strong Connor is at just punching as hard as he can. And he'll forego weapons in that end because his hands are his weapons.
Man. Yep.
Lemming over here at this point. I'm just seeing him go and do the water skip and getting the hook.
I have discovered the portal to the dimension of death, but upon entering it, have encountered a foul beast of darkness.
In the story now, we're just finding out there are foul beasts of darkness that we can't hurt with our hands though yet, so we find out a way to hurt them with our hands.
Mm-hmm.
But where can such be found?
So as you can see in the Kingdom of Daventry, it's a lot of just like Connor looking at the walls, getting suggested that he should like not go through them, and then deciding he wants to go through them. And then just getting a couple key items that you'll need throughout the game. Mostly the grappling hook.
Be Castle Daventry. Now to find the king.
Uh-oh.
Hey.
Not like any other
So we
time,
got the
honestly.
ring.
Go ahead.
Lemming got the ring now, so he's going to be trying to get over to the realm of darkness now too. And you're going to be noticing the runner's probably saving a lot because of the potential of just everything crashing at any point in time. A thing on Chuck's end right now, which is kind of funny, is it may not look like it. You can hear the waterfall. It doesn't look like it's really there, so you still have to clip out of bounds there. Like, it's just can't really see it, but it's there.
And there it is.
The
And
game
then, of
knows
course-
where to save an asset or two, for sure.
Yeah. It's great how
On here, easier.
fast like long jumping is in this game. Like compared to just like running, like just long jumping is by far the fastest way of travel.
Well, then off with you. Return with... I see you have seen
Uh-oh.
fit to return and finish our previous
Uh-oh.
discussion. As I was saying,
Aye, Sir Wizard. 'Twill be done.
torch ashes? What good are those?
I have found torch ashes. Will this work?
So I'm pretty sure he just told you that they're no good, and then now he just told you that they're very
I
good.
have gained a
So apparently, when you go into the Kingdom of or the Castle of Daventry, before he gets done talking, he kind of finishes what he says, and
a sacred
there you go, it works.
Oh no.
We'd never tried that before. I just figured it out. I might actually save some time. I don't know.
Torch ashes? What good are those? Ooh, torch ashes. Good, this will work.
Darkness of the night.
Old Wizard demands context.
The clip is going really well here for the waterfall for you here, Lemming, isn't it?
Yeah, that's freakishly good. I'm normally pretty bad at that. Like I said, I've got all good karma from here on out after a double crash.
May we meet
Oh
again,
my god.
So, as we may notice, you do level up in this game, which increases your damage and your defense and your maximum health, I think. Not 100%. I think just the more defense counts as, like, having more
We're not entirely sure.
life. So, like, you may think that it'd be beneficial to, like, I don't know, punch some of these monsters in our way, but it's really not. They don't give enough EXP. And we don't like to hurt defenseless monsters, because Connor's a good guy. Sometimes.
They got feelings.
It's our shadow creature, and he's now gonna catch these hands.
Yep.
Oh, the magical light worked. The monster is dispelled. I have passed through. 'Tis the dimension of death.
I don't know why our hero thinks like going to the dimension of death sounds like a grand time, but apparently we have to for some reason.
Maybe he's just happy to finally get out of Daventry. I don't know.
Well, the lore reason for why you need to go through the Dimension of Death is that a bunch of rocks fell on the path to the only swamp in the world, and we have to go to the only swamp in the world. And the most reasonable alternate route is to go through Egyptian underworld.
You do know that you can just walk through walls, right? Like, I'm pretty sure rock would count too.
There we go.
That was a nice clip right there. So, if I remember right, one of the harder jumps in the game is coming up, getting across the river without like taking death.
I kind of explain it. A lot of this game, a lot of the speedrun, I should say specifically, is here comes first safety save. Visual cues. It's a big thing in speedruns, but this one is just chock full of them because if you don't have them, you're really just going to be confused. So there's a sort of a section of the river right here where it will insta-kill you. It's kind of in the middle of it, but there's a section of it where even if you walk through it, you won't die. And my visual cue for it is that sort of thing on the right starts to get off the screen in first person. I jump. And
so one good thing about this game being so badly like textured nowadays is visual cues are a lot easier because you can say it's that blurry bit right there where everything else is not blurry. Lemming just did a backflip through a wall because gates are a suggestion too.
We'll be seeing
yeah,
that
the
again
trick
later.
is you have to backflip onto an enemy skeleton's head. That's why we got him all thirsty for blood by letting him take a quick stab at us earlier. Aggro in this game is a little bit weird and we don't fully understand it, but if they've gotten one hit on you, they are pretty darn interested in murdering you after that, and I need a skeleton to get over that gate. I'm going to try that one more time in the swamp coming up, but it's a little more touch and go.
So we got healing items at Daventry and the mushrooms for pretty much only this area in the game. As far as I know, from what I always notice is the swamp. The swamp just kills you for looking at it, being near it, drinking it. You just kind of die from all those situations. So we have to have like the healing items to get through it, and then we get to do some more like breaking of sequences in this area too. What would be the hardest part of the run in this? I always think that this looks pretty difficult just because of things can go pretty wrong here in the swamp pretty quickly.
Swamp's pretty simple. Honestly, just getting
it's not
that
too bad once you get used to it.
getting the
There's a couple
backflip.
fall damage cancels you can do, and there's a totally broken, and anyone can do this who plays the game. For some reason, between levels 7 and 13, just crash number 3.
Oh man.
So races are up in the air because you can just randomly not be able to play the game.
Heck, my internet.
This is
could
the
go
first
out.
time. This is a historic viewing. We've never had 2 Mask of Eternity streams going on at the same time, and I think it's more than the world can handle.
There
Well,
you go.
I'm just happy to have someone else to share in the sharing the joy.
This does give me a great chance to show off our mini map here and all that blank parchment, which is actually level that we just ignore into the Dimension of Death.
Yep.
It's beautiful.
Ironically, you don't really need to do all that much in the Dimension of Death. I mean, in a normal gameplay, it's pretty minimal.
Now, I believe in no major glitches. There's a lot more that you do in like most of the zones.
A little bit. A little bit.
So right now, we're gonna probably have the biggest sequence break I feel like in this area, where you just take the golden ladle and you somehow get to click on the cauldron, and Connor just teleports because he's also apparently a wizard,
Mhm.
and that just pretty much ends the swamp because now the Snail King comes out, and the witch is like, "Well, I'm paralyzed with fear because there's a giant snail."
There's some great late '90s voice acting here.
Sir, snail?
I believe King Mudge is also voiced by the Connor guy, so it's just a great conversation with himself.
My realm, and all here are my subjects. I understand you slew the vile witch.
Dude, you did a good job killing that witch.
Nobody tell him. His eyes can't see her.
Wonderful.
Well, she's in between them.
Yep.
Tolerate that old biddy.
If you ever come across a giant snail, just stand between his eyes.
Lovely
Be
sword.
completely invisible.
But now, because of you, our water is
Screw it, I'm gonna do this
yours
the
once more. I wish
easy
to
way.
grant my supreme
Walls are easier to clip through than doors. Figure that one out.
I humbly accept
Where are you at currently, Lemming?
but pray,
I'm grabbing the magic spoon.
Aw, man.
day. We must quickly devise your
I mean, that's not bad for 3
now,
crashes.
champion.
Yep.
Behold,
You're doing well.
portal to the
3
underground
resets.
realm
I
of
mean,
the
what?
known.
So far, we've been pretty fortuitous on when they happen in terms of just safety saving. I mean, one of them quite literally happened when the game started, so
Which is
not too much
amazing.
loss there.
And now we're gonna go see the gnomes.
Don't remind me.
But everyone who runs Sierra games loves gnomes.
Mm-hmm.
They're the funniest.
It's the prototypical minecart level without the minecarts. Well, they're there, but you don't ride in them. It'd actually be kind of fun if you could.
And we get mushrooms right away, so that's nice.
We don't need mushrooms. We're done with mushrooms at this point.
this must
There's
be
kind of a thing in this game where up until like level 14, I think, you have increasing EXP levels. And then after that, it's just the same EXP level or EXP requirement. Something like that, over and over again. It's like they just got to that point and then they're like, I'm too lazy to program any more of that.
Oh, shoot.
So, Underground Rumble,
now we-
yeah. Go ahead.
This is the bad way.
Chuck
Okay.
just kind of jumped out of bounds, and apparently there's a path. And it gets pretty specific when you go on these out of bounds
Reload that.
paths that if you don't follow them like precisely, especially here in a little while, you just kind of die.
So this is pretty much the most treacherous part of the run. This is like if the earlier parts were kind of like just kind of platforming and fighting and doing stuff like that and kind of technical. This amps the technicality up to 11. It's just such a fun experience.
There's another darkness monster or something up ahead, right? That you'd normally have to
It's like a
fight.
It's like a blind worm sort of thing. They call it a dragon, but yeah. Something like that. Uh-oh.
So Lemming is looking to go back up towards the witch again, use the magic spoon.
Yeah, the camera in this game can be a little treacherous. Basically, what I did without getting too technical is I moved it a little too dramatically, and I was never going to get the angle I need again. So, figured it'd be more cost-effective to reload.
Oh god.
what purpose would that load
But hey, more King Mudge content.
There we go. You guys didn't get enough of them the first time, you're gonna get them again.
Alright, so here's the...
I'm doing the Metal
This
Gear
part can
Red
go really
Worm.
wrong.
Yeah.
Like, as much as Lemming has crashed, if this goes really poorly, there's a lot of time that could be made up here if like you just keep missing just barely.
Tis too dark. I cannot see.
I hate when it's light out and I can't see.
Yeah, I know, it's terrible. You almost think that he has like sunglasses on, but he doesn't.
What you don't realize is Connor's actually just blind. And he's been doing this the whole game blind.
Oh man.
Boy, this clip is just being is a doozy right here.
It can be a bit of a pain. I don't quite understand it, to be honest. reality, I
can't
don't.
see Chuck's stream right now, but I can assure you it's not a skill issue. That clip is just, I swear it's arbitrary.
What's funny is you think that walls would be around the same thickness, so it'd be like the same for all walls, but all the walls have their own difficulty.
I think there's a distinction between walls and doors in this when it comes to clipping. That might be considered a door. I don't know.
It's a weird looking door.
Yeah.
It's solid.
Hey man, send all complaints to Mark Siebert. I'm sure you can find his email somewhere.
So if you didn't, also in the area that Chuck is in, we got giant like boulders. So in Chuck's Indiana Jones all deaths %, you'd be coming here to die to this.
Yes, sir. Sure is gooey.
Tis beyond. I have gained the lodestone.
Well, we've never talked to this guy before, but we're just gonna give him this black turd thing that we found, and he gets really excited, shoves it in his machine. Then wants to talk to us about it. We just say, later, dude.
Wait, mortal.
No, we don't want to talk to you. No.
We're over it, man. Get us out of here.
I'm a little happy that we're behind enough that only one of us has the super dark speedrun ASMR stream at any given moment, so people can actually look at the game.
But it's so dark and inviting.
This is actually a great utilization, not that they plan for you to be here, but a great utilization of the little mini map in the bottom right. There's a few times where you can take advantage of that to line up your clips when the actual camera is not giving you any help.
Once another example of visual cues being paramount in this run. Kind of like right.
Yeah, I mean, definitely in the underground realm of the gnomes, some of these clips are just by feel, and oh man, I think I'm gonna get. All right, the evil dragonworm took a little bite out of me, but not that bad.
Got a big jump here. Pray for me, chat. You guys weren't praying hard enough.
Is there enough praying that you can do for this? I mean, like. Okay, round 2.
We got it.
There we go.
I felt it. That's really just, it's another visual thing.
Oh boy.
Kind of counting too, a little bit.
So as people run King's Quest 8, the couple that have put themselves through it, there's about one category that really exists right now, and that's any percent. I believe Chuck has been working on no major glitches.
I routed no major glitches,
I
and
have no idea what's going on there. There's no visual. Just you move forward and you hope you get it, or you die.
Transport from here.
And then Lemmy is also trying to go through the door. We'll put in quotes. Door wall.
Yeah, this one's weird. And I don't really have a good visual cue for it, but I think okay, there we go.
Hey, no Baron's crash.
The most popular and pretty much only category is any percent right now. No major glitches has been kind of routed. Not really like super hard, but like there's a basic route that people can do. But you don't get to do all these cool clips in. You get like an actual weapon, and you get to see more of the game. And then there's the one that no one will ever do, which will be 100%, because there's 6,900,000 points or something in this game.
Theoretically, to
and
get
getting
that,
all points,
yeah,
is insane. I don't even know. Like, you have to kill everything in the game and talk to everything and find every nook and cranny.
Pretty much. I don't know. If anybody wants to dig into the truth of that, if you have any sort of curiosity of figuring that out, be my guest. I pray for your soul.
So, if every Sierra game on their points were put into a single game, they wouldn't even come close to matching Mask of Eternity on its own, pretty much.
Well, the problem is the game also doesn't tell you when you're getting those points, so we're not even sure what they are.
I thought it does make a noise. Oh, there's a...
Experience does, but...
That didn't happen.
Puzzle points are a little unclear.
Yeah, it's very strange.
All right. So for my leap of faith, I do have a system that works 60% of the time every time. Gonna line up Connor just so, tweak it a little bit in first person because he has some finer movement churn there. Let's see if I can one-shot this.
We love 60% of the time, 100% of the time.
Yes. Great.
You got it. First try.
First try. There's some time gained back.
Nice. That's my dude.
Yeah,
So-
the Lemming system works.
Connor kind of works like a Skyrim horse, where if there's a slant on a mountain, he can just, travel up it for some reason. So you just do a backflip up the mountain, and it just like skyrockets you up there. Physics.
Physics. Once again, ask Mark Siebert. Roberta. I
And
don't
normally
know.
you'd come in here, flip some switches, but once again, walls for Connor are just a suggestion. So he's going to take those suggestions lightly and just go around them.
He just really doesn't want to talk to that lady who's very kind of suggestive with him.
Well, she doesn't move very quickly.
Talks about her crystal scepter and shaft, and it's kind of weird.
These symbols.
All right, the last couple of times I've practiced this, one of those fire ants have decided to follow me across the entire level, so let's see if he shows up, or if he leaves me alone.
I want to say something regarding crashes, but I don't want to jinx it. Just really don't.
Oh, a piece of the mask.
You at the steam elevator yet?
Almost there. Talking to the
boy.
first, our
Oh,
first
boy.
friend. Talking to our first friend here.
The contest then.
So I kind of like that the mask pieces are just in like normal chests, by the way, that are like pretty, like, I don't know, just like Connor didn't have to do anything special to open the chest. He's like, haha, a mask piece.
He just knows.
Meanwhile, these guys literally just portal in at like driplets or something. They could have done the same thing.
Pray for,
Nope. Let's try
pray
it
for
again.
me, chat. We can soft lock here. The elevator's terrible. Uh-oh, I also might die.
Oh yeah. So you can interact with things while in that menu, right?
Yeah, the little
Yeah.
tooltip health thing, you can interact with stuff. This game's very well programmed. You'll see that
It's
again
optional
later.
here, but you should
This
just.
is a frigid
I had less than one hit left, so.
Oh.
Here's the biggest damage cancel of the game. For that, we actually had to pull out our bow.
We did it. We used a weapon. So this water's cold, right?
Quite cold. In fact, I'm going to try to avoid it at all cost by doing a little thing by a fellow runner named Were Tiger. You can actually see the squares of where it'll insta-kill you because they're not moving. Just like what you said earlier about the textures being so, honestly, upscaled.
Blurry.
If they were blurry, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference because they're upscaled. Hey, easy.
So healing items in this game, like mushrooms, do they heal like a base, like a percentage, or they
They heal about that
set
much. I'd say it's a percentage. It's pretty bad.
So
Alright.
Fleming just got his mask piece, so now he's sprinting off to the frigid lands as fast as he can.
Well, let's hope this. We might get a showcase of how this elevator can just decide not to work. Let's hope we don't.
I hope not, man. You got my prey. Rage. Rage.
So Connor is a master.
Oh,
at
okay.
work.
He's a master.
Wow.
He's got the peeker's advantage.
That steam elevator soft lock. It's worse than any crash. I don't care about the crashes, but like if that doesn't work,
It's
it's
game
almost
over.
guaranteed to not work 5 more attempts. It's terrible.
It's game over, especially if you save it in the wrong spot. In fact, actually, a funny thing about that. if you save it and then reload it on that elevator, the elevator disappears. And then if you activate the elevator, he actually falls into the floor and burns to death.
So now we're both in the frigid lands. Actually, Lemming is making some pretty good time after all those crashes coming back. Pretty good. And so as you saw earlier, Connor can shoot around corners better than anyone else can. So you kill one of the archers so that way you can just get rid of this guy, not have like another one shooting you the whole time. And we gotta probably have what would be the most obscure puzzle in the game, I feel like, on how you're actually supposed to figure out that you can do this. And I don't really know why they put it in this way, but this puzzle here is a good time even as a casual play. So now we have Lemming going into Fortnite mode, so he can just shoot, in third person. And this poor archer over there has no idea what's going on, but he's just being shot with arrows.
I bear a piece of the mask of eternity.
And then...
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, no problem.
Got it. I got my binding for this. There we go.
There we go. So we saved Birdman.
Brave knight. Now I must return to my flock and bring them to order.
Aye, Your Majesty.
Birdman, can you take us with you? No? Okay, goodbye. Well,
Thank you, brave knight.
He's got more.
Return to my flock and bring them to order.
He's got more pressing matters to attend to.
Yeah, we don't see it, but because he was captured by these ice orcs, apparently all of his other bird subjects decided to just become huge jerks and attack everybody on sight.
well, when your king is gone, wouldn't you just become a huge jerk and attack everyone on sight?
Yeah, it's just the purge over there on the other side of the river.
Tis a bad place for such a wide gap.
Alright.
So that's like the only tip that they give you for this puzzle right here, isn't it, Chuck? Is they're like, oh, there's a really big gap here.
Basically, it's a hot and cold one. Melt the thing, then freeze it. One little piece of RNG here, actually, that's kind of obscure, is the location of this crossbow, where it falls after you kill the first guy. It can pop up in, I think, like 3 or 4 locations.
Success.
But mostly this game pretty much has...
Connor is a genius, though, to take a gap and make a giant ice bar out of it.
He understands hydrophysics. Might
So
be
this orc is trying to be a jerk, but his aggro system and like his vision is very
I hope to not break.
interesting.
I think everybody in Daventry are...
I think deep down, Thork the orc doesn't really want to fight.
Nah.
So once again, the only thing holding the mask is just like one door. Like realistically, like it's just a gate. There's like not like anyone guarding it realistically.
Nah.
And for some reason, Connor is a jerk and just punches the ice sculpture.
3 times.
It's kind of
Oh, nope.
Aha! Another mask piece.
Oh, Thork, you're a little too close there, bud.
come on, man. Sork just wants a hug.
Stop it. Leave me alone, Sork.
Didn't you say Sork doesn't want to fight as he's beating you?
Usually it's fine, but there is a very small chance he will one-shot you.
Yeah, so because we don't have any nerve damage, it's pretty heavy by late game on some of these things. So even like the one enemies just become kind of jerks.
You know, I will say Roberta Williams, the creator of the King's Quest series, pretty much disavows this game and any of the work she did on it, and I have no reason to doubt her on that. But that door gap ice lever puzzle is a classic Berta puzzle, so I think she still had some influence on the game.
Yeah, I agree. I would expect a little more moon logic, though. So don't mind that hydrate up there. We're not going to play with it. Thank God.
So these Yetis, they're kind of blind for a while, and then you can just, do the con or long jump and just, they can't keep up with you.
Yeah, they're basically harmless. I am going to do a safety save at my clip, just because I have in the past. It's not a hard clip, but if you mess it up, the Yetis do tend to swarm, and it's a really embarrassing place to lose time. So we'll do that for safety and crash safety, because it's been a minute.
Speaking of that, I might get. There's a possibility I have a soft lock. Okay, I didn't get it.
We get the cool cutscene here now, right?
Yeah, and this is where my troubles begin. With so earlier, my game decided to mix up its settings, and I've been having problems with it, and it's related to the cutscene. So,
Oops.
I mean, they'll
So the wizard,
yeah.
The wizard just told you, good job, you got everything you need, right?
So he looks and sounds like the wizard. He actually isn't, at least as far as we know. I think they just reused both the guy and the model.
Yeah, but they just recolored them.
Gave him a cool hat.
So now these enemies here are really dangerous, aren't they? Can't they do a lot of damage to you?
Primarily the Medusa snake things. They just are abnormally tall. Their collision is really hard to get over, and they do a lot of damage, and they hound you like nothing else in Daventry.
In the realm of the sun.
So this is all a big gauntlet. It's very specific movements, and this is already not boding well. And it froze. Don't worry, this usually happens. Oh,
we're back. Oh, now we're dead.
except for when I lift my hands off the keyboard.
So, we're pretty much back to a tie ball game here.
In the realm of the sun.
That freeze and death really just, put it
I
right back into the...
Game's just trying to even out the race.
See,
there we go
that's
again.
the big thing about this game is, Lemming had some minor crashes realistically, but
am I really here?
In the
realm of the sun?
The game decided that this would be a close race.
Oh boy.
I am surprised that you didn't just get hit by that spear, Lemming.
I did get hit by that spear. That's why I grabbed safety crystals for Marathon. Yeah, okay. Yeah, water snakes.
So, first person helps reduce the lag in this game, if I remember right, and makes the movement a little bit easier. But it also makes it so that way you're not quite sure what's around you. So.
All right, that's good.
Look at the face Connor
You got a
has.
no hit here? Maybe. Nah. All right, good enough.
We're almost neck and neck,
So
man.
can you tell us what the power of truth is?
I don't know. I spent a long time trying to figure it out. It took a while, but I came down to it. It was, who cares? Just clip through the door.
Well, they just put a suggestion in front of you again.
Come on.
I thought that was almost a really fast clip from Lemming there.
Geez. Yeah, no, it's I've never been great at these. Door clips are kind of funny. We didn't really explain the ideal angles for getting in the doors. It's usually to scooch a little bit to the left, and here you got to scooch a little bit to the right. So you're trying to churn your muscle memory on its head.
You do the thing and it just works.
Yeah,
So
it
Lemming
just
got past the first door now, and Chuck is trying to get through the second, because passwords are for chums.
Oh wow, this might come down to Lucredo.
It might.
As in Quest for Glory, we just know the passwords. In this game, we just forego the passwords, and we just do what we want.
Oh,
Chuck out here having a hard time with this one.
Oh, that's what you think.
Well,
Oh, ye of little faith.
I don't have no faith in you. I have no faith in the game. It took us long enough to figure out how to run this on a modern computer, yet alone to hope that it continues to do it.
I blacked out those memories. Thank you very much.
I know not how.
All right, I think that's it. Yeah.
Both runners really close though to each other here. So we're gonna, on the final fight of the game, we gotta like exploit an interesting mechanic in this game, of the enemy's vision. Enemy's vision is really interesting in this game.
An early clip? No. Oh well.
So we're gonna be able to see Chuck here. He's getting in there right now to see what goes on. He got a hat, by the way, for doing this. That's it. We just got a hat.
You get a complimentary hat for when you cheat.
So we see this guy, which is the wizard in black armor.
I knew it.
And so Chuck is gonna go around, and now Chuck has went to the side of him, and our enemy has no vision, like no peripheral vision whatsoever. So it just doesn't go very well for him. Ooh, Lemon got a really good clip on the last door.
Basically, the
There's
ball.
a trick to the backflip. You need to be lined up, and then you kind of just want to scooch a little bit so the tiles are just askew.
Oh, interesting.
Which doesn't make a lot of sense. You'd think that, just going through a straight line to the biggest chunk of that transparent archway would do it, but no.
It's Mask of Eternity.
Lemmy
Also, you don't even have to hit the guy, you can just punch the air.
That was really close to him seeing you, I feel like. Like, you were, like, in his field of vision, which is... Oh. So, normally, if this guy wasn't just, like, locked here, this would be a really hard fight, wouldn't it not? Because, like, isn't there supposed to be, like, a firewall, like, you're supposed to be, like, actually battling the guy?
Correct. So, the firewall is missing because we did that door backflip, which forces us to fight him head-on, and he's very difficult. They didn't bother coding any attack for him besides right in your face, because you shouldn't be able to get behind him.
He's actually
So, a nice, safe way to beat him up, and
he is actually just like the other guys that you run across. They're protecting the mask pieces because they don't move either, and you always fight them from the dead on.
So now we're on the last part, which is probably the hardest part of the fight.
oh man, good luck, dude.
I'm gonna need it. Oh, it's going well already. That's one death. That was my fault, not the game. Uh-oh. I know what I'm gonna...
Let's get some rips in the chat if you have an emote with a rip in it, or some sort of dying emote.
If you're oh, time.
Oh, GG.
Congrats, dude.
Thanks, man. Where are you at?
Let's see if he'll behave before me.
So let's see how we had 2 deaths for Chuck. Can Lemmy
There we
surpass?
go.
Oh, one. That was really close, actually.
That's cool. I thought for sure we'd both be way off. There's a reason no one races this game, and I think you've seen a great variety of reasons why that is.
It wasn't.
But what's funny is it's a great game to race because it's an equal opportunist game. You can either get all the crashes and still win the. You were so close, and Chuck didn't, I think, have any crashes at all, really.
Nope, acting plenty with how this thing's been behaving today. I guess it got over its stage fright.
So, I mean, the fact that we were within, like, what, 10 seconds of each other, realistically, pretty close to that.
That's pretty good.
One racer had 3 crashes. That just shows how the game can really just be a jerk.
Hey Lemon, did you game that freeze at the final cutscene?
No, we got normal victory.
Oh, nice.
I think my video's still playing. It did. No, the ending froze at the very end.
Oh God.
But we got Roberta back.
Oh well. Thank her and Mark Siebert. Shoutouts.
Yeah. It was all them.
Can't wait for Colossal K3D.
Can't wait to play it.
I can't wait to play it. It's unlike any other King's Quest. So if you want to learn this game, I question your sanity, but I have a wonderful guide on the speedrun.com page on how to get this wonderful thing to function properly on your modern Windows 10 or 11 PC. I don't even know if we actually have a guide up for learning this thing. There's a written one, but you can watch our VODs and ask us questions and torture us and making us have to think about this thing. We'll be happy to help you, truly. Just head on over to the King's Quest Discord.
Happy is an interesting word.
Also, shout out to the event organizers here. I was joking earlier, but also seriously, no one's ever tried to get two games that do not want to screen capture to show up at the same time. So pulling that off, I'm being 100% sincere. I was not entirely sure they'd do it, and they knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, this is real. Big props, guys. Big props. I'm happy to actually have been able to race this thing for once. I was under the impression I'd be the only person running this piece of wonderful programming the longest time, but hey, here we are.
Like I said, I get more and more people to play it as never choose a game on your category, because I'll either give you this or Star Tropics, and it's gonna be painful.
How many points did you get, Lemming?
We're still on Roberta Williams on credits. Let's see if we can speed that up here.
So, is that going to be how we determine who actually wins? Is who had more score?
I was just curious.
Yeah, again, we're not sure what causes the points. I do kill 2 bats and a rock eye that I don't have to for safety, but that's about it.
So when's low percent coming?
You're looking at it. I think, like...
You can choose to get less points. That was a great time. Thank you for that amazing race. And thank you, King's Quest 8, for being, pretty reasonable.
So, last plug, there is a Speedy Adventures Discord. I'm pretty sure they have it here on the Twitch. A great meeting place for all manner of adventure game weirdos, whether you speedrun or not. Sometimes we just hear about brand new glitches that haven't, been unearthed for 3 decades, et cetera, et cetera. So if you had a lot of fun today, check out that Discord.
Alrighty, thank you. And with that, I'll jump in here to wrap things up. Thank you so much, Lemming and Chuck, for the race there. GG's. And some final shout-outs here. Let me pull up the notes here. Shout-outs first to all the runners. Shout-outs to Amiga Runs, Dark Shocks, Prolix, SwimFam, David, TKI, Winterbeat, Crow, some guy named Frozen Spade, The Woofs. There's Chuck again, Leolitz, Havorius, Casey, The Woofs, Archie, and Lemming, of course. Also, thanks to all the volunteers to help put this thing together. First, big, huge shout-outs to Summer. Summer is kind of helming the ship on this one. Kind of got the whole ball rolling. Helped to organize everything. Big, huge shout-outs to Summer. Applause in the chat. Applause in the chat. Thank you. Another big, huge shout-out to Firefight. I don't know if Firefight's hiding around somewhere, but Firefight was our main. I'm gonna go ahead and label as the technology specialist. Really help us got all the tech set up, prepared, kind of at the bit late getting everything rolling. Not much testing, but everything went relatively smoothly. Firefight's asleep. Well, I hope they're sleeping well, sleeping soundly. And also, huge shout-outs to the Woofs. Again, helping a lot on the back end on the technical stuff, as well as performing multiple runs and a tech shift. No, 2 tech shifts as well in the background, as well as putting together the short challenge VODs, which we had a few of those kind of interspersed in the marathon. And who else am I missing? Also, shout outs to the commentators. We had a few commentators here. Let's see. I don't have my notes up. Hold on, let's find it. Who haven't I shouted out yet? Who did we miss? Die Forever we had earlier on when Dark Shocks was running the 7th Guest, and Clan Destiny. We had Twisted Nate in here as well on our King's Quest race. Who else do we need to shout out? I know I'm forgetting somebody. Prolix, shout outs to Prolix for helping us out last minute with some more hosting duty. Shout outs to Multiplayer for also doing a hosting shift. It is thanks to this whole community that this was able to come together. This was Speedy Adventures started way back in 2018. 2018, if you can believe that. About 4 years ago or so.